They would give each other thumbs up signs, and sometimes, if Mrs. Jones still had a lap to go, she would slow her pace down a little for a short greeting and then would break back into her stride. Persephone would watch as the 58-year-old widow with four grown children outwalked her. Persephone didn't try to fool herself with her walking. There was some serious bellyitis going on, which maybe sit ups or lipo would cure. In late October, with the Christmas season just around the corner, Persephone restricted her clothes shopping to just one or two nice outfits from Lord and Taylor in a size 12. Persephone had grinned the first time she had to come out of the fitting room and exchange the four pieces she held in her hand, all size 14 for 12s. Persephone spoke to a few of the regulars who walked rigorously and without fail. Persephone knew these folks probably thought when she first started that she would be one of those people who were good for a week, then lost interest. But by now, she just knew just about all the faces and was proud to be consider herself a part of their group. After her walk, she returned home to shower and freshen herself up for the day. Persephone dressed in her thick gray jogging suit, a size medium. She had picked it up over a year ago, along with a few other items she noticed on the reduce rack. She got her new men's Air Jordans laced and ready and headed straight for the Michigan Bell. Knowing it was an office on 7 Mile Road and not too far from their office, Persephone took care of that. $80 and had just enough time to do a little grocery shopping and get her nails wrapped and airbrushed. She decided to get her nails done first, skipping the Korean place, which was fast and cheap, and opting for the new salon, Jaja's Nails, which had celebrated its grand opening just last week with a brief mention in the Michigan Chronicle. She thought she'd take Minister Farrakhan's advice and start putting some monetary support into the black community. Lord knows she spent enough money at Northlands and Southfield and Fairlanes and Dearborn. It was time to try one of us. When all was said and done, Persephone had one thought. Never again, at least not there. Them hoes sitting up in there, customers and attendant, were trying to put on a Saks Fifth Avenue fashion show. The walls were all half-ass painted, and Persephone spotted improper ventilation in the actual work area, not to mention the couch with the used cheap floral bedspread thrown over it, as if no one would notice there was a raggedy ass couch underneath. The reception desk, which held an arrangement of plastic tulips in a chipped crystal cut vase, business cards in which looked like the box they came in, and a box was an unsteady, oh, business cards, sorry, in what looked like the box that they came in, and a phone was on an unsteady folding table, the kind Persephone's parents used to pull out for their bid whist parties. And from the looks of this table, maybe Jaja became its lucky owner after Ma sold it at the garage sale she'd had the previous year. At least they had sense enough to try and dress it up a little by throwing a pink vinyl pad over it. May I help you? Came the demand, when it should have been a question from the gum popping young sister with the freeze curl hairdo behind the desk. Yes, I wanted to get my nails wrapped and airbrushed, Stephanie said in English. What? Wrap? What's that? The girl was flaring up one nostril while still popping gum. Persephone noticed the girl had a speech impediment, or maybe she thought it was cute. She put the TH at the beginning of words. Brenda, one of the attendants, probably Jaja, called the girl over for a brief chat. When Brenda returned, and while taking her seat, mumbled something loud enough for the waiting customers to hear. I ain't no bout no damn rapping. Shit, I thought it was music. Some of the customers laughed and one said, I know that's right. Splibs, Persephone thought. Brenda looked up and smacked her lips and asked, do you have an appointment? The girl, who couldn't have been more than 19 or 20, looked up to Persephone for an answer. Then the phone rang. Brenda answered and didn't seem to care who heard her conversation. Jaja's nails, Brenda said as she absent-mindedly scratched her scalp, flicked whatever accumulated under the nail off, and repeated the process with at least two other nails, as if by reflex. What? I ain't say that. She coming today? Good. I can tell that bitch then that I ain't been screwing no damn Mark Anthony. No, no. See, no, hold on. Okay, yep. But see, damn, y'all, that's what I'm talking about. See, she told him that shit, so he get back with her. Persephone glanced around to see if anyone else was picking up on this one-sided conversation and saw that the other three customers, who were either smoking a cigarette or popping gum, were engrossed. Brenda knew she had an audience. Brenda held up her index finger with the long acrylic nail that was adorned in black and white, with three tiny rhinestones to separate the colors, and pointed it to the ceiling, shaking it slightly to emphasize her point. Nah, that's all right. She got to bring her ass here later. Nah, she don't start no shit. Then it won't be no shit. Okay, all right, bye, she said as she hung up from her personal call. What now? Oh, yeah, if you don't have an appointment, it's a 45-minute wait. Name? Brenda said, looking up at Persephone like nothing had just happened. That's okay. I'll have to make an appointment for next time, Persephone said, trying to use the TH in the beginning of some words. She grabbed a business card before bidding them farewell. She went straight to the Korean place, which was faster, cheaper, and hassle-free, with maybe just a 15-minute wait, about the same amount of time Persephone had already wasted up in Jaja's. After her stop at Farmer Jack's, Persephone let her mind wander to the possibility of hooking up with Wayne DeYoung. It made her feel like a silly teenager just to entertain the idea, but in a way, it made her feel special. When Portia first showed her pictures of her handsome brother, Persephone thought to herself that something about him said he was one of those brothers who would step on a black woman's foot and not even say excuse me while in hot pursuit of some white girl that caught his eye. Maybe Persephone drew that conclusion because of all the different blonde-headed women he appeared with in the pictures. Not that Persephone knew much about Wayne, just bits and pieces she got from Portia from time to time, though never at Persephone's urging. He was just so rich and successful and available, according to Portia, and Persephone and Portia were going to see him in person. A real, almost celebrity. Persephone wasn't just dependent on Wayne. If he wasn't interested in her, then maybe he had a friend who was rich and handsome and available, and Persephone could move to LA instead of Germany, which she was beginning to have her doubts about. Persephone put up the groceries and had just enough time to prepare a celery stick and carrot snack, which she placed in a small Tupperware bowl. Then she left a note in the refrigerator door under the UAW magnet that read, I'll wash the greens when I get home.